Welcome back, guys. So we are back into our dev environment. Let me clear my screen, and what we are going to, let me just generate a scenario so you can understand what we are trying to achieve in here. Let me just show you sequence from 1 to 5, 1 to 10, and let's do 2. Let me just see if I can. Yeah. I think it requires 2 parameters. Let me check why it's not accepting the third parameter. But sequence is more like it generate the sequence from based on the range that you provide in the parameter or argument of the command, right? And it's a very useful function, but you have seen that we have some limitation. Secondly, the similar way, sometimes we need to calculate the factorial. So I have seen on some distribution, we have a command called fact. So I'm just going to call fact. Oh, we don't have fact available on our Linux machine on this one. But that's not a problem. What we can do, we can either go and search for it, or if you understand C or C++ or you understand Python, you can build that capabilities by yourself. So what I did as part of this demo, I've created a small program by myself using C. If you're interested, let me know. I can record a video how you can configure the code block, which is the very lightweight C or C++ editor. I really like it. It has all the capabilities like IntelliSense, and it has the compiler or available. A very thin client, but very efficient to manage any kind of C or C++ project, right? So I'm not going to go on the code. So if you want, I can discuss this code in the later video once we start, using this C-based development for our Linux environment. But you can see I have a function, which is obviously a recursive function, which is calculating the factorial, and then I'm obviously showing some option. It's a very very small executable program that you can launch, and you can do your job on Linux operating system. So I have developed it. Let me just build it, and once it builds, it's going to actually create the object file which I can execute on my Linux operating system. Now if I come back into my shell environment, so you can see I'm already in that, because I'm still working in the dev space, so I didn't actually release it. I'm still in the debug directory, but let me first show it to you. I have because the whole program is called Smart OS. Later on, we can add more and more functionality which are system related as well. So that's why I just call it a generic name. And you can see this Smart _ OS is the executable. So what I'm now going to do, I'm just going to actually call it, and that's the way to execute any executable on terminal window, if you have already set the permission for and allow it to execute. If not, you just just allow the permission through chmod, and then you just provide a+x option to your executable. But in this case, I've already done it, so I don't need to do it. What I'm going to do now, just /, and if you have multiple executable, then you need to mention the name, because I only have one executable. As soon as I press tab, you're gonna see the executable name is appearing. Now, if I enter, it started the binary of my program. So now we are in the execution state of my binary output that has been generated when I compile my code. So it's a bit development concept, but really help you once you understand, and once you start building your administration scripts as well. So now you can see the program is using command interface with some options. So select one for factorial. Okay, I'm just going to enter 1, and now it is asking for the value that we want to calculate factorial for. I'm just going to put 7, and you can see we have 5040. So you can calculate the factorial through calculator, and that's gonna show the similar value. We can do another one. For example, we can calculate 5, and that's 120, because if you multiply 5 for the 20, 20 multiply by 360, multiply by 2, 120, multiply by 1 is 120, right? So you can see 120 on your screen. Now I'm done with the program, so I can press -1 to exit. Thank you for using Smart OS. See you later. So you can see that's how the binary executables have been created for the Linux operating system, and it can be as simple as a small menu program, and it can be as complex as like a full-fledged networking solution that you have developed, or any cloud-based solution, or even a very complex data pipeline that you have built to handle the data between different sources, and your own tool or executable is running on machine to handle that part. Later on, once we look at the cloud based services, we are going to use a lot of built-in cloud libraries, which are obviously installed as part of the cloud's CLI, and the whole concept is same, and that will really help you to build your own services as well, or your own application as well, if you understand the nitty-gritties, or the details of the underlying technology and command. So that's how we utilize the binary executable. Feel free to put the comment if you want to understand the code. I'm more than happy to explain what I have done to build that code. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we're gonna discuss in our next video our next topic, which is pretty simple: shell built in. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.